Hey everybody, this is Bart here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We've been having fun with our Exos team and we're having a tie-dye Thursday, so I'm having fun joining the team in with this shirt. I'm going to teach a stretch core and more class today, so we'll focus on primarily stretching and dynamic ankle stability. So we're going to start off with 10 arm circles, taking the arms forwards with the thumb about 10 times, starting to bring in our breath, and then backwards with the thumb about 10 times. After we finish our arm circles, we're going to work on alternating march. So with my alternating march, I'm going to reach right arm, left leg up, reaching up, switching sides, getting a half a second hold to the top so that you're actually stable, focusing on balance today. One great activity that we could work on at home is just our overall sense of balance. We're probably wearing shoes less, so you're more barefoot, and so anytime's a good time to work on some barefoot exercise, especially in the privacy of your own home. Let's get a couple more. That last one wasn't pretty good. All right, let's shake it out. Working into 10 huts. In the 10 huts, I'm going to bring the forearms together. I'm going to inhale out. I'm going to exhale back in from the side, inhaling out. Exhaling in. We'll do about 8 more. Really trying to pull your shoulder blades back, open your chest, stretch our lungs. Working on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And if you're familiar with yogic breathing, or sometimes we call it Ujjayi breath, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Shake it out. Working into body weight squats, I'll take my heels under my hips. I'm going to hinge at my hips, putting all my weight back in the heels. I'll do front and side. I'll reach forward, sitting back. And I'll stand back up. So I'm inhaling on the way down, exhaling on the way up. I could cross my arms. I could reach overhead. There's lots of ways I can do my body weight squat. From the side, I hinge the hips, sitting back over the heels, and then the hips bring me forward. So I hinge at the hips, and I hinge back at the hip. Shake it out. All right. Working into a lunge calf and oblique stretch. I'm going to step my left foot forward, pushing back on my right heel so I have my lunge, calf stretch. Then I'm about to work my oblique, taking left hand to left thigh, reaching right onto the sky, reaching length out of your fingertips. Now, I've done a video on this pose before, or this stretch before, but take some time to breathe. Don't rush out. Keep breathing. Slowly switch sides. All right, pushing back on that left heel, bending right knee forward in a lunge, taking right hand to right thigh, left arm to the sky, coming back to your breathing. So we're stretching all of our breathing muscles. We'll slowly work ourselves out. Shake it out. Working into a back extension. I'm going to feel for my hips. If I have any type of anterior tilt, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to tighten my glutes. I'm going to shrug my shoulders, take my hands to my hips, and lift my chest, finding back extension. And coming back through center, rocking right ear right, left ear left. Turning to look out over my right shoulder, keeping my knees slightly bent, hips forward, shoulders forward, stretching the neck. Slowly working back through center. Stretching over to the other side. Coming back to your breath. All right, coming back through center. Shaking it out. Let's warm up the trunk. Let's let our arms move. Shoulders will move. Hips aren't moving. Not much. Knees aren't moving. I'm trying to stabilize, but I'm also trying to turn my trunk. I can have goalpost arms. I could have hula hoop style arms. Or I can have hands together. All right. Working into some of our balancing exercises. Our first balance today, which is a part of a good warm-up, is going to be grabbing left hand to right foot, reaching right arm to the sky. Now I'm alternating reps here. I'm not going for a prolonged balance, but I'm trying to get stable on the standing leg. If you have room to march, maybe you march a couple paces while working on this stretch. Oh, lost it. All right. Now, if that one's too complicated, you can practice just taking an ankle. Since this is a dynamic exercise, we're not going to use props. But if you can't do this, you can do a prolonged butt kick, prolonged butt kick. There's two ways to accomplish this. You can squeeze the heel in under the glute, or you could relax the ankle. So if I'm relaxing the ankle, I'm just trying to get that knee into a state of flexion better than maybe I can with my hand. And then again, if I have that foot under, it might look like I'm kicking my butt with a pointed toe. All right. Now the next exercise would be a part of a dynamic warm-up, moving, marching, possibly like on some turf, is a hurdler stretch. And so with this one, I'm working on pulling up, switching sides, pulling up, switching sides. So try and find your most flat area to work in. For me, it's not on the rug, it's just off the rug, on the carpet. All right. Now, same idea. If this is too much for us to balance, we're not going to use props. So if we can't quite get our hands to the shin, we could work on up and hold, trying to get more flexible and stronger in the hip. You'll feel the left glute really tighten up as you pull in, and you want to pull in your core. Switching sides. Getting it up as high as you can. Tighten the standing leg. Up, up. Tighten the core. Keep the breath. And you can go rounds there. All right. We have a variety of options for our next exercise. In yoga, we call this cradle to baby. Now we can stay here, work in the cradle. We can work into a forward fold or a forward bend. I can always work towards the floor.
Now if you work to the floor, you got to work your way back up.
other side. So I cradle the baby with the outside hand, just general flexibility. I might hold the top of the leg. See how I flex this foot? I don't want to have a weak ankle. I don't want to pull on a limp ankle. I want to strengthen the leg. I can do my press down. Or I can do my fold. I can always balance, holding the calf. In a perfect world, we'd have flat palms. Now, if you worked your way down, bring yourself back, shake it out. All right. Now, simple one-legged balancing exercises. One of my favorite, and this one's great for core. It's called the leg circle. It's always best on flat floor. I know it's tough with carpet, rug. We don't have our ideal conditions, but we'll still practice. So I'm balancing on my left leg, and you can take this one from the bar method or Pilates. I've got my arms out, my balancing rods, and I'm working on doing a circle with the leg backwards and forwards. Oh, I lost it. Just trying to stay balanced. You'll feel a slight anterior tilt and that posterior tilt on the way back. Oh, that's what's going to challenge your balance. So this one I'm going to do 5. And I believe that was 5. Switching sides. Now, one method for stabilizing is focusing the eyes and tensing up the muscles. Now, working into one of my favorite dynamic core exercises. It's a 2-parter. It's a static for the legs. And it's a dynamic for the core, whole core. Horse crunches. And I'm just going to get 5 really good ones on each side. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to exaggerate, opening up. And sometimes you'll see something like this in a world's greatest stretch, or some other dynamic body weight routine. Back through center. Whew, that one burns. All right. Now we just killed the legs. We worked our core. Now we want to get our upper body involved a little bit. So I'm taking this from the yoga. This is a heart opening exercise. Really, it just burns like any other type of burnout. I'm going to stretch the arms out. And I'm going to work them together with breath. This one, I always aim for 26. You can go for 20, 10, 100, whichever one works for you. The idea is to open up the heart. 26 is obviously a mystical number. That's why it's included in various yoga traditions. This one I'm taking from a chakra balancing class. And, you know, it's out there, it's woo-woo. But they do a good job, the choreography in the class, and this is one of those poses that really got, or one of those exercises that really got to me unexpectedly. It just started burning, and I guess my heart was open. Just kidding. It's always open. Just a few more. Shaking it out. All right, last but not least today, we're gonna do some single leg Romanian deadlifts. This is a hard pose with weight, it's a hard pose without weight. It's fun to do, or a hard exercise, but it's challenging. You'll be able to have a good view of what my hips are actually doing with this video. And from here, I'm working on lifting my right leg up to about hip height. My right knee's just around, my right hand's just around left knee, not to the floor, and I'll come up. Now this is an Olympic style kettlebell exercise I'm adapting to body weight, where I've got my single leg deadlift. I work through a single leg clean and press. So you can hold a water bottle here. You can hold a grapefruit, just something that'll go with you relatively easily, but can add some challenge. I'm gonna do about 5 on each side. And I'm gonna switch. Obviously a good modification for this would be to have a chair handy. This isn't so much a prop as it is an emergency escape hatch in case you need it. You don't need to fall on your face. So I'm reaching left and I'm lifting left. As you could have probably seen on the other side, I use those same techniques for balance that I did in all the other exercises. I reach an arm out, and then I squeeze not only the muscles in the arm, but in my core. I focus my eyes. And I try and think only about what I'm doing right now. Excellent. All right, let's shake it out. So that concludes our stretch core and more segment today. I think we should wind up with one good forward bend. Let's take a moment and push on our thighs, stretching the spine. Now let's drop our chin, bend our knees a lot, and work towards the floor. And we'll stand back up, pat ourselves on the back. Good job, self. Self, good job. Thanks for tuning in today. Look for more content coming your way. I hope that you're safe. Take care.